What is the first question?
Okay, so there's a couple of questions here from A. Shinigami from this morning. First, they ask, with learning more about Deathwing in this expansion, is he turning into an Illidan or is he still Nefarian, meaning he's not going to follow the same story beat?
I think Nalfarian was introduced in this expansion so that new players, especially players that haven't played since Cataclysm, would have an idea of who Deathwing is. I don't believe that Deathwing or Nalfarian was introduced into World of Warcraft in such a way as to basically bring him back. This would be a massive problem for me. World of Warcraft, almost every single time, they have revisited the past in order to bring back creatures from that past. It has almost never gone well. There's always been issues with that, where, it's sort of... So Deathwing's story is incredibly sad. And it is, in my opinion, I even made a fucking short on this. It is one of the saddest stories in World of Warcraft. Deathwing is the Earth Warder. He's considered to be the wisest of all of the dragons. He is the one that protects Azeroth with his life. And then he falls to the Chaos God, or the Old Gods. Sorry, not the Chaos Gods. He falls to the Old Gods. And then he eventually turns into something that he would himself not recognize if he saw it. Only to die a miserable death right at the end of it. And, by the way, take his brothers and sisters with him upon his death. So for Deathwing's death, it was impactful, it was meaningful, it was good. And I think it was, for its time, a glorious send-off. I sometimes wish that they would go back and change that fight to an actual dragon fight, but never mind. It was a glorious send-off. It was a good expansion, leading to a solid climax. I think everyone was happy with that. At least most people were happy with it. If they bring Deathwing back now, it sort of diminishes that original story. Because now Nalfarian is back, and maybe Nalfarian comes in with a, I knew it. I was trying to save you guys, but you wouldn't listen to me. And it's like, no. The story was impactful enough the first time, told in the way that it was supposed to be told. Don't change it now in order to fit some new narrative of, I was actually all along doing this for you. What they can do instead is do slight rewrites to show us that maybe he wasn't so misguided as we had once thought, thereby making his death actually very sad, but not destroying his legacy. So don't bring him back, but mainly give us information where we sort of go, maybe Deathwing wasn't wrong. The fact that he turned to the Old Gods, maybe there was an actual reason for that. If we didn't kill him, maybe we would have understood that. So now you're sort of shifting it. So this could be a very powerful storytelling technique, because now you're sort of shifting the player into this position where the player goes, did we screw up? Like, maybe that was a big oopsie. We should not have done that. Which, of course, we've not really had in World of Warcraft ever, is those moments, and we spoke about this last week quite a lot, those moments of true loss where our actions may have caused a lot of the problems that we had subsequently had to have dealt with, and also a lot of the deaths that have happened due to the actions that we ourselves took. I would much rather them treat Deathwing in that way rather than bring him back, make him alive, and now he's just, big bad Deathwing is back and we're going to fight him at some point. Please no. Just please no. Also, I don't really see where that would fit into the whole Dragonflight, into the setting. The Primalists, or at least the primal incarnates, do not care about the aspects at all. You could hear it when Rathian said he wanted to be what Deathwing wasn't. She had no time for Nalfarian. Razageth did not like Nalfarian. She did not give a shit about Nalfarian. Async, by the way, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate that. Fresh meat for the meat grinder. Welcome to the DJ Nation, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yeah, that's what That's what. Yeah. That's all I really have to say about that. Yeah.
Okay, the next question from A Shinigami says, what are some of the creations you'd like to see that were never shown by Deathwing, such as the Medico/Dragon hybrid?
It's not so much creations that he may have been a part of that I would like to see. I think it's more that I would like to know more about his creations. In other words, why? So I'm not really. So I've never really had a checklist of, things like that I want to see more of. What I'm usually just left with is the why. So, for example, the chromatic dragons. Why? What was the drive behind creating chromatic dragons? Taking all of the dragon aspects, all of their power, and forcing it into a single clutch. What was that purpose? What was the reason? What were you trying to achieve? Taking his eggs to Outland. Was he gearing up for something even bigger on that side? What was the purpose? And I'm talking about more than just the immediate purpose. Deathwing had so many experiments running with so many different dragon types, trying all manner of things. For what purpose? Was it to make the dragons stronger? Was it to create a very strong army for himself? Did he always have plans of conquest? And that's why he wanted this giant army? Was it perhaps an army to keep Azeroth safe? Because he realized that there's so many things that tries to attack Azeroth that he needs an army to do so. I don't mind what that answer is, as long as there is an answer provided at some point for some of this. Don't necessarily have to answer all of it, because one or two answers gives us another, million reasons to speculate on the others. So let's say, for example, Blizzard told us just how Deathwing went about creating the chromatic dragons. Well, now suddenly we look at all of his other creations and we go, wow. This could be really interesting. I really want to know what this is. Same Raven, yeah, you're welcome to jump in. So Sleepy Moogle, how you doing? Do you want me to pull you up, Saven Raven? I'm assuming you have something to say in regards to this, right? Saven, how you doing?
Hi, how you been?
Not bad. Holy shit, it's been an age since we've spoken.
Oh, wait, let me turn you off here. Not this one? Okay.
Did you have something to add to the question, or did you want to ask another question?
I had about 4 for you that span back to Zereth Mortis.
All right.
If you read,
hold up. If you're gonna you're gonna ask new questions, am I correct?
Bring up points, yes.
Bring up points. Okay, no, that's fine then. And then I don't have to start another recording. We'll just go on this recording.
Okay. Zereth Mortis, when you go around the whole place, to me, Zereth Mortis, it even says it on the map. It's the end of death.
Mm-hmm.
If you go through, to me, Zereth Mortis isn't the land of death. It's the transition from death back to life. And if you look at all of the different soul forges and all of the forges, Zereth Mortis is dropping all of your earthly trappings. You get rid of your anger, spite, everything. And then you move past death. That's why the end of the map there is called the end of death.
Yeah.
And then you're pushed into the cycle. The other part of the cycle. The question, my nephew and I were talking about this, talking about why Azerothians don't go back to the Mortis. My nephew said, well, Ouroboros has been broken for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
It's not that we can't or she doesn't want us to. It's broken. Because never once when we die do we see a Kyrian, except when we do it in the quest. We go out with little happy hoppy feet and we go pick up that poor guy over in Not Hillsbrad, the other place that we used to PvP all the time.
Yeah.
Pick him up and throw his ass in the maw. It's not that we can't go. Something is stopping it. And I think it's because Oribos is broken. Don't know when.
You see, there would be one problem with that theory, and that is that the denizens of Zereth Mortis make it very clear that they have never seen mortals. Mortals are not supposed to be there. So that would be the one problem with that. If you go through the story of Zereth Mortis, they say it so many fucking times that it's sort of, at some point I was literally going, all right, I fucking get it, right? I'm not supposed to be here, but Jesus, your realm is falling apart, and I have to be here. This is what the story says. But yeah, they make it very clear they do not want you there.
Okay. I'll go with that. I'll go with that. What was the one on the Deathwing thing that people were talking about? They were talking about it in chat too.
Yeah. Chat's been popping
Deathwing,
off about Deathwing.
Yeah. To me, this is what I was thinking. Okay, if you know his fist he had in that movie, you know, the gauntlet on that broke.
Uh-huh.
One thought on that is when you watch those cinematics and Emberthal is so upset, if you think Deathwing knew what was coming when he gave in to the whispers, he may have put them to sleep so they did not become what he was going to become. And also, if you look at the gauntlet he had on, it's the same color as the jewelry that the other aspects have. What if that gauntlet was controlling him and the other aspects? Because look at Alextrasza. She has beautiful jewelry, red and gold.
Yeah.
So, but Deathwing's was broken then. And he went and reverted back to chaos because he was not controlled by that gauntlet. We never see him with jewelry after that, other than his adamantine stuff that he made himself.
Yeah. So my thinking around that is very similar. I think literally, 6 o'clock. My video is coming out about that. Speaking about what that Titan artifact actually is. I believe it's the artifact that Tyr had during their battle with Galakrond. I go into a lot more detail in the video, so I'll leave it for that. But yeah, I believe that ultimately the Dragonflight, or the aspects specifically, were controlled. Now, you bring up an interesting point. What if each of them was given an item to control them?
A leash or a collar.
Yeah. So basically just something to... Like I already said, Steve Denuser says the keepers poured a lot of arcane into the living waters, and it's not that they mind control them, it's more that they brainwash them, It's more a case of, he didn't say brainwash, he said they just sort of teach them about order and how order is the right thing to be, You have to be ordered and shit. So kind of like we're not controlling you. We're just gently telling you that this is the way of the world, and we just keep telling you over and over and over again until you sit there wide-eyed and going, this is the way of the world. Yes, I see what you mean there. So that's sort of where I would like to see that happen. That's actually pretty cool.
Okay, well, that's enough of your time. I know I have about 9 other points. I just know you've got so busy. I've stopped DMing you because I know you've got them out the wazoo. So,
this is
honey.
True. I really appreciate it, Savin.
All right, I'll talk to you later on.
Oh yeah, take care of yourself, Savin.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.